And now, Everfree Radio presents Stay Brony, my friends, with Dusty Cat.
How you doing out there, everybody? The old intro is there. I'm sure you guys kind of almost forgot about that one, didn't you? Amanda Pody did the music for that. It was a beautiful thing. But this week we had a bit of a problem. Because in cleaning this wonderful house that is for sale, that we're moving out of, somehow my editing box got zapped. Power supply. Motherboard. CPU. Dead. So we couldn't get a new box up and running in time to edit up all the good stuff for this show, but we will do it for the YouTube update, I think. But, hey, you don't want to know about my moving. You don't want to know about my blown up CPU boxes, do you? No. That's not what you came here for. No, you didn't even want to see my gleaming head. You're here because we want to talk to one AKR, Amy Keating Rogers. Don't we? Yes, we do. Amy, are you there?
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
With the end of season 4, sad. We are now in the pony wastelands. That is the off season.
Yes, but it ended very well.
It ended very well, didn't it? Yes. You saw it. Yeah. You were part of it.
I saw it. I loved it.
Oh, I loved it too. I mean, with the whole freaking Twilight wants to take him out. It wasn't about putting him back in a cage. It wasn't about taking him back to Tartarus. It was like, I'm done with you.
Yep.
Done with you. You hurt my books. You're done.
Yeah.
It wasn't my friends. It wasn't anything. You blew up my tree.
Yep.
You're done.
Yeah, she was really serious.
Oh, yeah. She was going to take him out.
Yeah.
Take him out. There's a couple of things there that I was sort of weirded out about with the whole, Dragon Ball Z fight and a couple, we'll get to it later. But anyway, loved it. Okay. Loved it. It was. I think that was one of the best two-parters,
Oh, yeah.
That they've done so far. I mean, I still have a soft spot in my heart for Nightmare Moon. Mm-hmm. But, one of the best two-parters I feel that was done. So with that, the things that are going to keep us happy through this entire long drought of Pody is going to be things like books.
Yes,
and comic books and written books and a journal of two sisters and things like that. But before we get to talking about said book, let's talk about your season 4.
Okay.
And what you did on season 4. Okay. So what the first thing I'm going to ask you is this new question that I've come up with that we're going to ask to everybody who comes on. I'm not sure we actually asked this of you last time. What are some of the cartoons and comics that you read or watched as a child?
Cartoons I watched Scooby-Doo.
Scooby.
Captain Caveman.
Oh, I love that one.
You know that? It was a short-lived...
It was short-lived, but it was funny.
Yeah, Captain Caveman. Flintstones. Jetsons. Let's see, what else was on when I was a kid? What am I thinking? Pretty old school stuff. I'm trying to think what else. Comics. I didn't read a lot of comics, but I read some Archie. I read more comic strips, Sunday morning, so Charlie Brown, the Peanuts. And what else would I, just kind of the Sunday comics, that kind of thing. So, yeah. But I didn't expect to get into animation. The Saturday morning cartoons were a staple. We didn't, when you and I were young, they didn't have the cartoons like they have today.
No Cartoon Network or any of that.
Exactly.
Basically, you had Sunday morning or Saturday morning, and that was it. If you missed Saturday morning, you were done for the week.
Exactly.
There was no,
and I love Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
So
conjunction junction.
Exactly.
What's your function?
Mm-hmm.
They need to bring those back. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that was cool educational stuff. I mean,
Yes.
bring it back, make it hip, make it new, and bring it back. Sort of like LeVar Burton is doing with Reading Rainbow. Did you see that this week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I did not.
You didn't see that? Okay, he'd started a Kickstarter to bring back Reading Rainbow.
I didn't realize he was doing that again.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So he's bringing it back. He did a Kickstarter wanting $1 million, just $1 million.
Okay.
Just restart this. He got it in 11 hours.
Holy moly.
On a 34-day Kickstarter. It's now over $2.5 million.
Wow. Good for him.
So he's trying to bring it back to the schools as a subscription-based program. So basically, all kids can get Reading Rainbow again. And it's wonderful. I love it. More power to him.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Good for him.
Okay, let's go into, how about in testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
How much of the history of the Wonderbolts was basically you? And how much came from Hasbro? Are there certain things that they told you that you had to put into the history, or is it mostly the writing team sat down and go, what would the history of the Wonderbolts be?
No, it was me sitting and making up stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it was me here. You can't see where I am, but it's me. It was me in my office here in my house making up stuff.
Well, that's cool. I thought basically because it's such a huge part of the origin story of a major character arc that Hasbro would have their fingers in it a bit more.
No.
Cool.
I mean, I went off of, what would make sense logically. When would the Wonderbolts have originated? I knew kind of what Lauren, what Lauren had thought of with the Wonderbolts, and so I kind of went from there, and I said, okay, well, what was logical? And Megan and I talked about it obviously in the story meeting,
right?
And then I, went from there. So yeah, it was just me sitting and making up some stuff,
Whose idea was it for General Firefly?
Me.
Nice. Loved it.
And I know some people got their knickers in a twist about this, but it was based off of Lauren's handle on Twitter, but people were like, "Oh, I wanted it to be after the G1 pony," and it wasn't, and people were crazy about it. That some chick hates me because of it. And,
whatever.
Exactly, whatever. But Lauren's handle is based off of the G1 pony, so kind of by transference it is. So
by transference it is. But you know what? It's still a wonderful, either way, it's still a wonderful nod to the person who actually gave us G4, and it's a wonderful nod back to G1. So guess what?
Exactly. And the point was that Lauren created the Wonderbolts. Yeah. And that was the point, is that to me, that was the point, that she created the Wonderbolts. Yeah. So
give it to her. I mean, come on.
Wow.
And I was so angry about that, I knocked my freaking earplugs out of my head. But, okay, let's see. What else?
The trickiest thing was coming up with all those names.
Stuff that Hasbro could actually, use.
Right.
Yeah. Easy Glider. Commander
Easy Glider. And Flare de Mer. And, just coming up with those.
Yeah, that was cool. In fact, the costume for Easy Glider is so cool. Yeah. They gave him this World War II bomber's jacket and cap. It was like that's so cool. Yeah, I loved it. Okay, next, there was everything you did this season had music, right? So even in this one, you had the rap and history of the Wonderbolts, which was hilarious. By the way,
thank you.
How much fun was that to come up with? And there was a certain style of artist in rap you were trying to emulate when you did that?
I love writing raps. I don't know why I love writing raps, but I do. And they totally ran with it, and it was awesome. I know Andrea practiced it before she went into the recording studio. And so, because it's, you want to go in there and know your stuff. You just don't want to just go into the recording studio and try and do a rap. And then, so then they really went for it. I knew that she could pull it off. I had every ounce of faith in her. And and that it was so Pinky, and that, in going through, what would each of the ponies, how would each of them learn? And it was like, well, of course Pinky's going to learn through rap. That just made, and so, Moira, for her, in California, you do, in fourth grade, I think it is, you do a mission, you do a project on the California missions, and I helped Moira write a mission rap for her project, and because it's easy for kids to learn things in a rap, and all of the kids in her school, in her class, knew her rap, because of that. I just like, I think it's fun to rhyme things, I guess, which is why I like writing the songs. So yeah, getting to write the rap was incredibly fun.
That's cool. Let's see, next question. We have all of us have had the test freakouts, I think. Care to share one of your more epic personal test freakouts with us? Because this was written too well. You obviously have had a freakout about testing.
Oh, well, I am a middle child, and I'm sandwiched right between two incredibly smart people. And I'm not, that's not to say that I'm not a smart person, but I had to work incredibly hard to get good grades. Whereas my younger brother is quite technical. I mean, he is a genius. Like IQ genius. And my sister is also, to just tell you, my sister went to Harvard, my brother went to Yale. And my sister is a pediatrician. She's incredibly smart. They were both valedictorians of the high school. Wow. I wasn't. So, I was always freaking out because I always had to just work really, 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 really hard to get, especially in math, passing grades. My mom was a math professor of a college. And so before she met me, my mom thought that anyone could learn math. And then she met me and realized that some people can't learn math. And so I made her appreciate that some people try really hard, but they can't learn math. So I had lots of freak out test things because, but I always tried really hard. And that was the point, was that I always, as long as I tried my hardest, my parents, were cool with that. So.
Yeah, I think it's actually been proven now that some people are more math-oriented and some people are more writing-oriented, which are completely different things.
Yes.
Most musicians are math, whiz kids, because almost all of music is math. And then you've got writing, which is completely separate, a brain pattern. So, both halves of the brain. So they've actually proven it now, if I remember an article I read.
And I'm a performer, and I can memorize lines just fine, and that just scared the hell out of my mom. And she didn't understand that. She appreciated that I could do that, and so she knew that our brains were worked completely differently. And so she had the math brain and I had the artist performer brain, and but we appreciated each other's talents.
Absolutely. Let's see. Next question. You've made it known on more than one occasion that you just love writing for Pinky.
Yes.
In Filling the Vanilla, was it very hard to make her so unfeeling, or at least not grasping Fluttershy's fears of stage fright?
I don't think she was. I know people disagree with me. I don't think she was being unfeeling. I think she was just saying exactly what Fluttershy was feeling. She was just saying it out loud, and she was just not filtering. And I got many angry tweets and stuff about Pinky making Fluttershy cry. And what's amusing is that in the first draft of that script, Pinky didn't make Fluttershy cry. That was actually a note I was given, and I was told by my, by the people that read the script, by my bosses, to make Fluttershy cry. And so when I'm given a note by the people that pay me,
Yep.
I make Fluttershy cry. So it was a change in the script. It was they said push her emotionally and make her cry. And so Pinky made Fluttershy cry. So
well, that's what makes good storytelling. Is you got
Right.
it's always been the stories that I like the most. I mean, books or whatever was you take the hero and you hurt them. And
Right.
You make yourself feel for them. If you don't
Right.
feel anything for them, you have no story.
And the thing is, it made sense within the story.
Yeah, of course it did.
She had to, if it, when I got the note, I didn't say, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Of course it
Why
makes
would
sense.
they want to do that? It was like, oh, okay, yeah, they want to push her to the limit.
They just want to drive up the feel meter.
Right,
a little bit
and that she had to be pushed emotionally to a breaking point where she lost it,
Right.
and so I totally understood that note, and I went, oh yeah, I get it.
There you go.
And so they just wanted it to go further, and I understand that people love Fluttershy so much they didn't want to see her go to that breaking point, but that's where she needed to go emotionally, and so and Pinky was in that situation the one who had to do that, and the other ponies call her on it, and Pinky says, she's like, oh, she's clueless to it, but she loves Fluttershy. There's never a moment where she doesn't love her friend, and so that's what at all times Pinky loves her friend, and she's trying, actually, I think
She's just being brutally honest.
Right. I think always in her heart she thinks she's helping her friend. And so it's just one of those things that she's, to me, I never thought of her as being unfeeling. I just thought of her as being Pinky, and and I said this before, the same way she is with Cranky Doodle Donkey when she gets up and says, has anybody seen the toupee for this really bald donkey? He's really, really, really bald.
Really bald.
So she just sometimes doesn't, realize. And it's like, well, why doesn't she stop when she sees her crying? It's like, because she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. More music. What was some of the music that inspired the song, Got the Music in You? Because it's Toe Tapper.
That was actually totally different than the song that I based my lyrics on. That one was completely changed. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll ask Daniel next time he's on.
There you go. Ask Daniel.
Daniel. I'm talking to you, Daniel.
Because my lyrics were based off the tune that I based my lyrics off of was an Andrew Sisters song.
Oh, okay.
But my lyrics were completely different.
Well, sometimes it happens.
Oh yeah, and that's totally cool. That's what happens. That's the process.
Totally happens. Okay, next question. Segura. Segura's back. Love it. She wasn't in the season much. We need more Segura.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't. We need more Segura.
But yeah, she was there in Philly Vanilli.
She had the best line in the episode or the season, where she says, "I can cure this pony that is hoarse, but it will take a longer course."
Yeah.
How long have you been a writer in TV and wanted to make this kind of pun?
Probably. Well, when I was on Pony, I was, when I found out that that I was writing this episode, I probably worked pretty hard to make sure that I got to put that in there. Yeah. I mean, as soon as Fluttershy, or as soon as Big Mac lost his voice, that had to be worked in there.
That had to be worked in there somewhere, because that was, as soon as she said it, I lost it. I was on that floor right there in front of the TV laughing my butt off. I was like, she didn't just do that. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the way they animated it too. Did you see the way they animated it?
I'd have to go back and look.
Basically, Big Mac's got his jaw open, and you're looking out his mouth at Zecora going, and she just slams his jaw closed. Like, oh, they just made it so funny. Pinkie Pie and Weird Al.
Yes.
Is there a better duo anywhere?
I don't think.
Was it your idea to dress him like Clint Eastwood in Fistful of Dollars and have him walk? that way?
I did specifically. I didn't tell them to put him in it's a serape, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I did say that he had the no name hat.
Mm-hmm.
And they added the serape. So yeah, that I gave them the first direction, and then they pushed it further, which was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was really cool, especially when he's sitting next to he's leaning up against the thing with a serape going. He uses the freaking hilarious. For a guy who's a Western fan, I'm going no.
Yeah, I'm a Western fan too, so that's why I wanted it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And I thought it was so good, that he's going from town to town and doing this. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's who he is.
Yeah, the whole stallion with no name except cheese sandwich.
Right.
Next, the whole thing is a musical. Oh my God, there's so much music in this episode. The first song where Pinky sings of herself, gave me the whole feeling of those 1940s musicals from RKO and all that. What are some of your favorite musicals that you draw inspiration from?
Oh, I have a lot of favorite musicals. I'm a big musical gal. I grew up doing musicals in high school, and so Singing in the Rain, Gigi. Oh, somebody's calling on my telephone. Hold on, let me see if I can hang up on them.
Okay.
Hold on.
Run. I'll take a drink.
I think it's my dad who forgot that I was doing this.
Hi, Dad.
Dad.
Hey, Dad. Hi.
It'll go to the voicemail.
I should get my dad on this program at some point.
You should
have everybody talk to my dad. That'd be cool. But go ahead.
Wait, what? What's what other musicals? I mean, I like Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Wicked a lot recently. Hedwig and the Angry Inch for a more modern one. Mm-hmm. Book of Mormon. I love old stuff. I grew up watching old movies.
Okay.
With my brother and sister. My brother is a film professor, and so we're constantly watching old movies. An American in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And we always went to theater.
Right.
The King and I, My Fair Lady, just so many things.
The King and I, Yul Brynner.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
With Yul Brynner. Oh. If any of you people out there can get a DVD copy of that or see it on Netflix or something, if you see The King and I with Yul Brynner in it,
it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I like a lot. I like a lot of musicals.
It shows. Trust me. Oh my goodness. God, the Super Duper Party Pony song.
Yes.
Listed you as the writer.
Yes.
Exclusively. But was it more of a collab between you and Weird Al on that? Throwing in Cheese singing Pinky's song was epic, by the way. But was it more of a together kind of thing? I know it just lists you, but being Weird Al being who he is, did you throw the song at him and he rewrote stuff and it's more of a collab?
Well, Weird Al didn't collaborate with us at all.
No? Mm-mm. Wow.
No.
Did he actually play the accordion parts? Maybe, I don't know.
I have no idea.
We'll have to ask Daniel when he comes on the show. Yeah. Daniel Ingram, who is the Leo Award winning this year. Daniel Ingram to come on the show at some point. We'll ask him. He won't come on the show because of some reason I don't know. I'm just giving him the business.
I have no idea.
Oh, and now we're at that place that everybody wants to be at right now. We're going to talk a book called Journal of the Two Sisters.
Yes.
Other than the Daring Do trilogy by J.M. Barrow, I think this is probably the book the fandom is looking forward to the most. Because now we get some juicy background on Equestria and what happened in those days and origin stories. This fandom loves origin. They love backstory, love origin. So the main question that I've had for this book is, I know that you're an awesome writer, but how much has Hasbro directed where this book goes?
They gave me. They wanted kind of one kind of specific thing regarding. I mean, we knew that it was starting with. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. It's starting with Celestia and Luna being asked to be the princesses of Equestria. So I don't think that's a big
giveaway, no.
A big giveaway. And so I knew that was the starting point. And there was one request about that beginning point. And then and something regarding, you know, kind of their age. And then I mapped out what was going to be happening between them. You know, their, I guess, adventures is the best way to put it. And then there's the final thing. Kind of from where they begin to where we end, were the you know, the two touchstones, and then I had a lot of freedom in between there. And I, you know, I sent in an outline, and they, you know, they approved it, and I went from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah.
To give you all of that leeway to do it.
And I actually, I sat down with, because it was starting with when they were asked to be princesses, and the only thing I really knew was the only thing we've ever seen in an episode was from Hearthswarming Eve, where, you know, we saw the whole thing with you know, they finally have that treaty, and then they raise the flag.
Right, that's all we've ever seen.
That's all we were seeing. It's like, okay, so we know that they had this treaty, and we know that they raised the flag. So, okay, what happened? How did Celestia and Luna become the princesses?
And how did they get on the flag?
Right, how'd they get on the flag?
Right, that was the biggest question. Is at the end of the play, they raised the flag with Celestia and Luna on it. And they didn't exist yet.
Right.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
How did that happen?
Question. I was like, what? And so I watched that episode. I was like, oh, I better watch that episode again and see if that helps me. And it didn't help me at all. And so I actually I sat down with Lauren and I said, hey, did you have any ideas how they became the princesses? And she went, let's talk about it. So we talked about it.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that in this book, this piece, this new book, that Lauren Faust herself and you sat down together and came up with the early fleshing of what happened.
We spitballed stuff.
You spitballed stuff at each other.
Yes. And, you know, things from what Lauren and I talked about, things developed and changed as I wrote, because that's what happens. But originally, but when I originally started, I sat down and spoke with Lauren because I thought she was a pretty good person to sit down and talk with.
Oh yeah, for this kind of project, because she built the world.
I thought she might be a good person to start with.
Might be a good person to start with. Let's go back to the person who built the world. Yeah, that would be good. It's just that it's sort of mind-blowing that Lauren has left the show.
Right.
But would come back and work on this project with you.
Well, she's my friend, and so we sat and had lunch. Oh, good. And I said, hey, you know, did you have thoughts? And so we just kind of talked about it. Yeah. And
that's very cool that she would do that. I mean, it's she sort of like has distanced herself from the My Little Pony universe to this point, because she's off doing Wander Over Yonder and some other stuff. But it's really nice to have her come back. And I think it makes me even more excited that you two collaborated a bit on this to actually read this book.
And I don't want people to, you know, freak out. You know, it was just to, you know, just to chat and know that I at least was not going off the rails.
Yeah, true to her vision. Right. Be true to the person who brought you to the game.
Yeah,
Right.
and we'll just not like totally going wackadoo.
Yeah.
And starting from the right general direction. And like I said, I then took that starting point and I went I kind of took the kernel and then I went from there.
Yeah, I'm excited now because we've ordered the book. It should be here on the 10th. There's some guy actually got his hands on one and did a video of opening it up. I have no idea how he got it.
I saw it. I was so scared. I was like, oh no,
how did he get that?
I have no idea. I'm wondering if he was in Japan because I guess Japan got it sooner.
Oh, he might be. Yeah, a lot of stuff comes out in Japan on other times than us. So that could be it.
Right.
But in going with this book, you're going to be doing a book signing, right?
I am.
Yes, June 17th on your birthday. Tell us a little about that.
Well, I'm doing two. I'm doing one next Tuesday, and then one, on June 17th on my birthday.
Nice. Tell us a bit about them so somebody can come find you.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Tell us a bit about it.
Well, the first one is, like I said, next week, which would be on what day? Hold on. Let me pull up a calendar.
I bet it's at least the 10th.
It is. Well, it's on the 11th.
The 11th. There you go.
It's on the 11th.
Okay.
It's at Once Upon a Time Bookstore.
Once Upon a Time.
Which is in Montrose here in California.
Mm-hmm.
It's at 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It's from, I think, 7 to 9. And I'm going to read some from the book and do signings. And then the one on June 17th is in Carpinteria, which is one of my favorite places on earth. And it is my birthday, and it's actually also my husband's birthday. So if you see him, wish him a happy birthday too. Cool. And it's at I don't know if it's actually at the bookstore or outside the bookstore. It's called Curious Cup Bookstore. And again, I'll do some readings and do signings, and you should come and say hi and have a book signing.
Absolutely do that. Because I can't, because I'm up here and I work on Saturday, so I can't.
Okay.
I can't go. So if somebody go for me and say hi to Amy.
Yeah.
For Dusty. So do that for me.
But
I know you will.
The book is awesome. You end up, so like I said, you meet the princesses when they are first being asked to be the princesses. Oh, it's before they're princesses. It's when they're being asked to be the princesses, and you find out, kind of how and why that happens. And then you follow them as their castle is built.
Okay.
And you find out, why they choose to build the castle of the two sisters, where they build it, and kind of why this, the castle of the two sisters is built the way it is, with the trap doors and the spinning walls and all that. Yes. Why would they build such an odd castle? And you meet a manticore, and you meet griffins.
Ooh, griffins.
What else happens? Much like in Hearthwarming Eve, you come across it's about those. You come across those characters that the ponies play. Yep. Those characters, you get to know those characters that the ponies play.
Good.
You get to know them better.
Nice.
For instance, Star Swirl the Bearded. Yes.
Ooh.
So
a little bit more than we see in the comic books, hopefully.
I don't read the comic books.
He's been in the comic books a couple times, so we'll see some more of him. Okay, cool. So we're going to commercial real quick because we're at commercial time. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about convention season, and then we're going to go into charity work. And after that, we're going to get Screwball in the call, and all you people get to ask your questions about Season 4, about this book, but not about Season 5.
No.
Okay. We know that the writers' meeting happened. I know that. I didn't get my invitation, by the way. She said I was going to invite it. No, didn't get it. But, yep, writers' Summit happened. We know that Emmy Larson has his paws in it this season, and we know that, but that's about it. And that's all we really need to know right now. That's going to be awesome. So we're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And stick around, because you'll get to ask your questions just a little bit. So be right back.
It's harvest season here at Sweet Apple Acres, and the You Pick Apple adventures have begun. You can make the most of this opportunity by getting a bushel full of the plumpest, juiciest apples this side of the Everfree Forest. Whether for a homemade apple pie, delicious apple fritters, or fresh off the tree, it all begins with a visit to Sweet Apple Acres Apple Orchard. Go visit with the Apple family, a short trot southwest of Ponyville. Applejack.
Well, how'd it do?
Granny Smith. Apple Bloom.
I want it now!
And Big Macintosh.
Hey, yep.
Will treat you like one of the family. Fresh apple cider? Try our 10 varieties. Apple pies and dumplings? Mouth watering. Sweet, red, delicious apples? They got 'em. Tart Granny Smith apples? You'll find 'em there too. No ladders needed. Just rear up and pluck you some of the sweet apple goodness that graces the plates of our princesses Celestia and Luna. And remember, our apple stand can be found at the corner of Appleton Road, right near Quills and Sofas. Apple cider donuts, fresh apple butter, and apple juice. It's always a family adventure at Sweet Apple Acres.
Would you look at them fancy duds you can get from our friends at WeLoveFine.com? Shoot! Hats, bags, and posters too. They got everything you could ever want. Except apples, of course. So mosey on down to WeLoveFine.com and rustle you up some Sweet Apple Acres Sunday best. Yee-haw!
And we're back. And that is Sweet Apple Acres down there southwest of Ponyville. It's a little early in the season for apples, but I think they got some in the barn from last season. Deliciousness of apples. They got your apple pies, your apple cobblers, your apple cider. I think unless Rainbow Dash took the last barrel, but I'm not sure. You should go down there and check it out though. But all you humans, you should go to WeLoveFine.com. You know why? Because they got all your pony swag. And they got contests going on, and Leakfish is burning it up. She's won 4 of those things already. Her new Fluttershy Bat shirt is awesome. You should go vote that one a 5. She'll win that one too. But you need to go check out the new shirts down there. Sort of like this one, which is Derpy Mail Mare. Love this one. This was given to me by a fan. Thank you very much. I wear it proudly. Thank you very much. With that, we go into conventions. Conventions. This week is MLP MSP.
I'm going.
She's going.
Woo!
Mo is going. That is June 6th to 8th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Guests are Andrea Libman, Michelle Krieber, Amy, Keating, Rogers, M.A. Larson, Xander Cannon, and Ted Anderson from the comic series. Fan guests are Pixel Kitties, Mike the Microphone, Living Tombstone, Black Griffin, Odyssey Eurobeat, Dino Tiv, DB Pony, DJ Tetsuo, Tarby Fanning, Garnica, Saber Spark, Paleo, AC Race, Best J Hauler, and B-Vids. There has to be somebody there that you want to meet because all those people are going. Amy King Rogers can be there. Absolutely.
You're going to want to meet me. I'm really nice.
Yes, she is. Check MLPMSP.com for more details. Everfree Northwest, July 4th to 6th in Seattle, Washington. Kathy Westluck, Marika Hendricks, Georgia Ball, Heather Nuthe, Michael Dobson, Rebecca Sochette. Pre-reg closes June 13th. Don't be left out or left in that big, long line if you don't get your pre-reg in. Okay. BronyCon, August 1st through 3rd, Baltimore. Guests are Andrea Libman, again, Tabitha St. Germain, Rebecca Sochette, Kazumi Evans, Josh Haber, Daniel Ingram, Leo Award winner, Daniel Ingram. Terry Klassen, who's the voice director on the show. He's been here.
Nice.
Andy Price, Heather Breckel, Tony Fleece, my boy, Katie Cook, and now Claire and Ian Corlett shall be there. So you need to get there too. Also, there might be a DVD release of a certain movie I'm in. More details later. Nightmare Nights, October 24th to 26th, Dallas, Texas. Guests are Tabitha St. Germain once more. Britt McKillop, Full Papers, and Moa Self are going to be there.
And possibly me.
Possibly Amy Kitty Rogers.
Just maybe that's an early announcement.
Yes, maybe. Shh. Bob will kill me. Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Not to mention Chef Sandy. He'll have me in a ringer. More is happening this summer. Oh my God. TrotCon, Big Apple PonyCon is also this weekend. Crystal Fair, Brony Expo, Fiesta Equestria, Buck, Grand Boney Gala, Gala Con, Brony Can, Chequestria, Czechoslovakia has one now. Brony Fanfare, Sydney, Australia, Luna Fest in Europe, Ponyville Cider Fest, and Brony Scott in Scotland. If you're anywhere in this wide marble that we live on, there is a PonyCon somewhere near you. Go! It is a wonderful time. You know, I wish I could go to all of them, but I can't. I have a real job. So, yes, go to these cons and support them because it's a wonderful time. So
it's
go
fun.
It's fun. Go check them out. And so that is all the conventions that are happening this summer. Into charity. Last show we had Fluffy Mixter. Flufflepuff was here, and because he's from the Philadelphia area, we did Phillyabundance, which is a Philadelphia food bank, which helps people year round, like 70,000 people. They help. So we did really, really well. We raised 760 bits on a 500-bit goal, and that gets all of the everything that we get to give away right now. So let's see, where'd they go? Here they are. Ty Rainbow Dash. Check her out. And then we got these pop-outs, which are kind of cool. You draw on them, pop them out, and you put them on your desk. They're kind of cool. And let's see, 5 packs of the Pony card game right there. 1 GM Barrow card, which you can or can't use for this game. I don't know, but it's kind of cool. And then, oops, I'm knocking stuff down. I'm hitting everything. Then the Rainbow Dash lounge pants from Target. These are cool. They're comfortable. You know why I know? Because they're on my butt right now. So these are cool. And then, also, because we broke 500 bits, this piece of original art, MLP Villain Set, Discord and Chrysalis. This is an original piece of art by Termrin. I'm not sure who that is. I got this from somebody. This is original art. That's also going to you. And I have, where's my hat? Where's my hat of names? Oh, there it is. It's over here. Hat of names. Right here. Dig. And we got this one right here. This name is Jamie Voss. Jamie Voss. You win the big prize pack this week. Thank you very much, everybody, for your support, because when we do good, everybody does good. So, get rid of the names. We're going to put on our new beret, where Guns actually made this thing look awesome this weekend. Last weekend he was here, and he basically shaved this thing, put it in the water, shoved it in the freezer, and this is how he wears his, because he's in the Army. So this is how they wear them. I was wearing him like an idiot. So he said, dude, give me that. He sits there and he shaves it with a single blade razor and makes it all nice and smooth and sticks it in the freezer. Look at how nice this looks. Thank you, dude. You're awesome. Now, for Amy,
yes,
we all know that her son Soren is afflicted with epilepsy. So we're doing Epilepsy Foundation of California. And they actually help all kinds of epilepsy charities in and out of California. So with that, giveaways, if you go over to manlysbrony.com, click the link. You remember, you have to register on manlysbrony.com. Then you register at first giving and give your bits. For any bits whatsoever, it comes up with stuff right here. So another 5 packs of the game. This thing is hot. Everyone loves the game. And Bot117 over in England has been sending me these. Thank you very much, Bot. And to give to you guys. So thank him if you see him in the chat. These are coming from him. Another GM Barrow card for that game. She left me a ton of these things. So, and then also GM Barrow autograph picture. Autographed by GM Barrow and drawn by Pixel Kitties. So, can't get these unless you see GM at the conventions. Not only that, I actually got another Funko Pinkie Pie when I was buying boxes the other day. So I'm going to throw that in because Pinkie Pie is Amy Keating Rogers' favorite character. So I'm going to throw that in. Woohoo! Now, if you break 500 bits, one more time, I got one of these over here. They actually set it aside for me over where I buy these because I'm a cool dude, kind of, sometimes. But how about this? You know what came out over the last couple weeks? These. This is a Applejack Funko Not only is it an Applejack Funko, it's the Crystal Applejack Funko. Not just any Funko, the crystal one. Everyone's looking for these crystal ones. Guess what? It's right here. So, if you put some bits down over at mailingsport.com, you get a chance to get that prize. So, tell all your friends to get over there and give a couple of bits. Once we reach 500, that's in play, along with all the other stuff. So, and then we're going to do some good stuff for everybody, including Soren. So, get over there and give a couple bits. And with that, we're done with charity. And I'm gonna get a drink right now. That was a lot of talking.
That was a lot of talking.
I think it'd be getting easier after a couple of years doing this, but no. I need more practice. I need to talk some more. Everybody's telling me to shut up, but no. Now, hey Amy.
Yeah.
I've lost Screwball again.
Oh no.
No. Wait, can you call for Screwball? Screwy. Screwy.
See him on the thing.
Where is he? Screwy.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Screwy's here.
I love keeping that pause so that you think that you actually lost me.
I've lost you on the call again. Screwy's here. So, Screwball, how's your week been, my boy?
I've been gaming the whole time.
Yeah, you got that new game, that new one with all the
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs got all the Brony drops in it.
Oh, it has a lot of pony references. My goodness,
everywhere from what I'm seeing.
I managed to find the Trixie keychain with that she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The good guy's suit.
Okay.
And I just went nuts. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's actually real. And then I also saw once, like, you can actually check out biographies of people, and one said a guy said he joined a furry convention. I'm like, oh, they got furry references in this too.
Oh, that's funny. I saw the EQD reference.
Yep, with the engine. I never had a chance to find that one yet, but cool. I did see a bunch of, like, I love reading biographies and people because there's all sorts of references to pulp culture and that sort of thing, and it's amazing.
Cool. Hopefully one of them says, listens to Stay Brony, my friends. Every other Monday.
That would be so awesome.
That'd be cool.
They got the radio show on there, so it'd be funny if they did that. You know what?
What?
If they come up with mods, I'll totally mod that into the radio station.
There you go. So who has questions for us tonight?
Oh, I got a bunch. I'll bring this one first from Pink Pearl Apple. I never knew this myself, but are you guys going to be getting the My Little Pony Complete Series Generation 1 on DVD coming out September 30th?
It's what?
Yeah.
I had not heard this. I had not heard that this was happening. I'm gonna have to double check that. I just might. I don't know. I may. I think I more want to buy the Tyrek movie, right? And see that. I'm not sure I want to see the entire Generation 1 season. I'm not sure I would do that. But if I could buy a DVD of the movie Tyrek is in, I'd probably buy that. But that's just me. What about you, Amy?
Am I going to buy Generation 1 DVDs?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't think so.
Me myself, I'm not sure. I know one of my friends probably will because we've watched a couple of episodes together because we wanted to see what some of the villains were like, and some of them were really eerie.
Yeah. They were some weird villains back then. Weird. Next.
So this one is from Farmain. Amy, are you ready for MLP MSP this weekend, and what are you looking forward to there?
I am not ready at all. I really need to get my act together. I'm kind of freaking out. Yeah, my computer needed to get a new hard drive today, and I need to get stuff ready once it's all better. So, no, I'm not ready. But I will be. I hope.
So, what are you looking forward to at the convention?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to, well, I always look forward to doing panels with Larson because he's hilarious and awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the panels I'm doing. Well, I'm looking forward to my panel. I'm performing I'm saying this. I'm so nervous. I'm performing my version of the Pinky Pride songs that I did.
Nice.
So I'm doing those. And then we're doing a screening of my Jason Bateman Thinks I'm Dead movie. Ooh, I know. So yeah, that's happening Friday. We're doing the screening, and yeah, that's going to be really cool. And then if I can really get my act together, and I have to, then it's going to go up on Vimeo right after that. So hopefully people won't record it and pirate it when they're watching it, because that'd be silly, because it's going to go up on Vimeo right after that. So yeah, people get to watch it, and then it's going to go up, and then the next day, I'm going to perform the songs, and that'll be really, really fun, because when I'm going to talk about the whole process of how I write lyrics, and then I'm going to perform them, and it's going to be just a really fun experience, and a different, it's not like any other panel that I've ever done.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next.
Actually, also, Firemane's birthday is actually this Wednesday on the 4th.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday. Happy
So I'll say
birthday to
happy
him.
when I see him.
Hopefully all your tools stay sharp.
Yes.
It's my wish for you.
I like that. Yeah, I'm just rambling now. Where did I put the... this is from Norma Mermaid. To everyone, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Ooh. That's sort of like a loaded question, because there's so many eras of Disney.
True.
Yeah. What do you think, Amy?
I like Mary Poppins. Does it have to be animated? I like Mary Poppins.
Any Disney movie. Any Disney movie.
Yeah. I like Mary Poppins. I'm trying to think of other ones that I like. I like The Little Mermaid. And that has a lot to do with like the time in my life that it came out, which was when I was in college, and so that was a cool thing. What other Disney movies? I don't know. You guys answer.
Yeah, what you're thinking. I think I don't love The Little Mermaid, but I like it because it brought Disney back.
Yeah.
It was the movie that brought Disney back on course.
Yeah,
so
and I think
they lost their way.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it.
They really lost their way. And I wouldn't say that I love that movie because of watching the movie. I think I loved it because it told Disney that this was the way to go back. Right? Without Little Mermaid, we wouldn't have Lion King. We wouldn't have Cars. We wouldn't have any of these really great movies that we have today, because Disney would have went down the toilet. They were on the verge of bankruptcy. They were going bye-bye. But The Little Mermaid brought them back, so we wouldn't have Maleficent. And Angelina Jolie's wonderful movie this weekend. We wouldn't have that. Right. That's what brings it back. But my favorite movie of all time, and I almost hate to say this, but it's Don Bluth's Robin Hood with the foxes. I mean, I know it was cheesy, and I know it was rotoscoped, and I know it was all of that, but as a kid, it was one of my very favorite Disney movies when I was growing up.
My friends have text messaging of that song.
Moira joined in.
Yes. Hey, Moira, how you doing?
I'm good.
Awesome. Congratulations on graduating, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Asian.
Yes. If anybody doesn't know, that's Moira.
Moira,
sorry. Mo.
What?
I just call her Mo.
Mo.
Keeps me out of trouble. So, yeah. So Mo is graduating 8th grade
Woo!
tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
And she'll also be in Minneapolis.
Also be in Minneapolis, so you can meet her. Yes.
Say hi to Mo.
Wonderful Mo. Next.
Ooh. Let me. Sorry. I'm bringing this up since you brought it up, Dusty. This is from Illumabelle. A question for all: have you all seen Maleficent?
Yes.
No.
No.
I won't say anything about it then. Not a thing.
Give your rating at least. What was it good?
I'd give it an 8.
Ooh.
There's only like 1 or 2 scenes that really stood out to me that were off. But the rest of the movie was pretty dang good. So, but there was 1 or 2 scenes which sort of threw off the whole overview of the film for me. But everything else I loved, right? But I there was like 1 or 2 scenes that sort of like I wish they'd have done another way. But other than that, wonderful movie. I give it an 8.
That sounds good.
And
maybe
you know
I
what?
should.
I'm not gonna give anything away, but there's a twist in it that you're just gonna go, what?
I love twists.
What? Yeah. So go see that movie.
And back to your other question about Disney. If you're talking Pixar movies, I like WALL-E and I like Up.
Yeah.
But then I cry a lot.
Oh, I cried at the start of Up. My goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm a hot mess.
I'm a very emotional guy. Like, heck, even the start of Watch Dogs, I bawled my eyes out because of a certain scene right off the bat. Like, not even 10 minutes in the game, and I had to pause the game because it was just so heartbreaking off the bat. And that's how I am. Like, games, movies, TV, anything, I will cry.
Okay. Next.
I'm so out of focus today, my dear sweet.
That's when you've been playing Watch Dogs all day.
Yes, exactly. I should have done that. I should give myself an hour break before going
on a show.
So this one's for Dark Amethyst. Question for Amy. Overall, what episode was your most favorite to write for in season 4?
I really enjoyed testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Oh,
almost anything with the Wonderbolts in it is gold to me.
And I really liked it was the simplicity of it being the 2 characters, and I really haven't written for those 2 characters a lot, and them bouncing off of each other was cool. Yeah. And I liked the message of that story a lot.
I love the way that you wrote Rainbow Dash, because it gave her more of a, she's more of a sports person than she is into school. No, well, that was a lot of, if you want to go back to when I was in high school, that was me. Okay, early in high school, I was sports. Who cares about the books? And then as I got through into my senior year, I actually was in the top 25 of my 300-person class graduating.
Nice.
But it took me 2 or 3 of those freakouts to realize what, I couldn't go to college and continue playing sports if I didn't have good grades.
Right.
So basically, it was like, if I want to continue playing sports, which I love, I better get good grades. It was the same way as she wants to be in the Wonderbolts. She has to get a good grade on this test. Period.
Right.
End of sentence. If you don't get into college, you don't get to play sports. If you don't take this test, you don't get in the Wonderbolts. Same thing. And it gave her more of a, if you want to call it that, human quality. Whereas up to, the middle of season 2, she was just a cardboard character. Right? And now this is one of the episodes that basically gives you more of a feeling for the background of Rainbow Dash, which makes her more of a well-rounded character, and I love it. So, and I'm not just saying that because you're on the show, because I really did love that episode and how she was portrayed. So,
cool.
I'm trying to sound intelligent here, but I'm a biker. I'm sorry. Next.
I think you're intelligent, Dusty. Just gonna
you're
say
just
it.
saying that.
I'm not saying it because you're on a show. I'm being serious here. I think you're intelligent.
Well, thank you very much. Next.
So this one, where did they put you? Ooh. Okay, so this one is I like this. So this is from Flare Cobra. If you could show only one episode to someone to get them into Friendship is Magic, what episode would it be?
That's a trick question, because it depends on the person. If that person likes comedies, you show them a comedy episode. If they like drama, you show them a 2-part drama episode. If they like,
Easily cancel a wedding for the drama.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, yeah, if you like comedy episodes, I would show them, Twilight losing her mind. If they like, drama, I would show them one of the 2-part villain episodes. Especially the latest season 4 finale. So it just depends on the kind of person you're showing that episode to.
Yeah, and that I always want to know the answer to that because, like, I want to show family members, and I never know which one to show.
Yeah. As long as you show something. As long as you show, I think it comes down to your favorite episode, right? If they're your friend, you know them the best, right? And if you think that they like what you like, show them your favorite episode.
Right.
The thing that made you like the show. And then if it doesn't work, or you say, well, here's some other styles of writing in the show. I mean, right now we got 4 freaking seasons. We got 3 26-episode seasons and 1 13-episode season. There's enough episodes out there that you'll find one. I mean, we have enough episodes now that I have to go back and do research. Okay? The first couple of seasons, this show was easy. I knew all the episodes. Now there's like 100 stinking episodes to remember. And it's like, wait a minute. I spent like 20... I spent like an hour and a half today researching today's episodes, so we could talk intelligently about it.
Right.
So it's getting tougher around here, boys. Wait till we get another 26 episodes in and go, what? I can't remember what happened in season 1. That was so long ago.
Well, that's why we're doing there's a bunch of us that are currently doing what's called Pony Rewind.
Pony Rewind.
Which is basically each Saturday that we've been going on ever since season 4 ended. We've been watching from scratch of season 1 onwards till season 5 comes out, or even after every Saturday, and it's amazing. We finished. Not Ticketmaster. Was the one that was after it? The one at the Apple Bucking. Well. But we just finished that one most recent Saturday, and it brings back the nostalgia because I haven't watched it in months. So going through that again and having that sort of that hype again of Saturday's here, let's watch an episode sort of thing.
Absolutely.
I suggest for those who want to just go for it because it makes time fly so quick. These weeks have just been flying already.
Next.
So this one's from Jamie Thelwell. A question for Amy and Dusty. What is your favorite song to play on an instrument?
Ooh. Go ahead, Amy.
Well, I only play one instrument. I play the ukulele.
Yes.
And I'm fond of Starfish and Coffee by Prince at the moment. So.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Cool.
I'll be playing that this weekend.
Yes, I play bass, and I've actually not played in like a month or so because of moving and the house and all this other stuff going on. So I picked it up when the computer broke. I'm going, I got a perfect opportunity to go pick up my bass. Awesome. So I go back in there. I'm going, what did I play before? It's like you play and play, and then you take it like a month off and go, what did I play? So there's like a Blink 182 song that I love. All the Small Things. I think when I learned All the Small Things, that became my favorite song to play. I mean, it's fast, it bounces, it's fun, but also AC/DC. I love playing AC/DC because it's got that blues rock, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. I love it. So I love those 2 songs, and of course White Stripes. Love to play that song too. So I have a lot of songs I like to play. But it's like I think that Blink 182 song is just fast enough and fun enough. Once you learned it good enough, it's like it's a lot of fun. Next.
I used to play the saxophone.
Oh, what did you play on saxophone?
Smoke on the Water.
You played Smoke on the Water on saxophone?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Easily.
We got to get you a saxophone.
I already got a saxophone.
Dude,
it's actually over here.
What Screwy 8 is going to be Screwball playing Smoke on the Water on saxophone?
Oh no!
Yes.
I have to dust out that bugger, and I have to get that ready.
Do it, because you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to play What's Screwy number 7 right now. So sit back, relax. For the next 2 minutes 30 seconds, Screwball will bring you into his world. It's a scary place. We'll see you soon.
You know what's screwy? Cosplaying. Oh, what do I do? Perfect. What? Man with plan, dear, okay. For all of you out there, that picture was done by the amazing Dragon Wolf Rook, is I believe how it's called. I'm just currently peeking on his DeviantArt once again. Love his work. He makes this amazing art piece right there. I'm currently saying my computer, as you can see. Did that work? That kind of worked? Yeah, it worked. The copyright goes to him, of course. A lot of people are probably wondering, why is it that you're painting on a shed? Well, that was actually Logan's. That's my good friend Logan. He helped me with this whole entire project, and I just like to give him kudos for helping me make the stencils. We all painted that, and it took quite a while to make, as you can see from the whole transition day thing. But the thing is that shed was his. His mama said, "Hell, go at it, have fun." So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And now I wish I hadn't, because I want that painting like cut out of the shed, and I want to like hang it in my room or something. So we're gonna try to convince her to see if we can actually get that cut out, but I highly doubt it. I really highly doubt it, but it would be pretty funny. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a fun time making. Yeah.
And we're back. And that was a little bit, 2 minutes and 30 seconds of Screwball's brain.
My paint mastery.
Your paint mastery.
Me and my friend spent, I think it was like 2-3 days on that project straight. Involving a lot of stenciling, a lot of this and that, like I've had that. His name's Delson Rowe. For those who don't know Delson Rowe, that's a cosplay from Infamous Second Son. It's a PS4 exclusive. But when I wore that, I'm like, I want to do spray painting. So I got involved in that. Did the stenciling. We did a lot of work on it, and we were so happy with our overall thing. As I said in the video, we want to cut that out of the wall and hang it in my room.
Well, you know what? The next one's going to be dust off that horn, because, buddy, I want to see it.
Oh my God!
See you playing horn.
It's going to be so difficult.
Do it.
I will try.
Do it.
I will try for you. I'll try to see if I can still play the saxophone.
Play the saxophone. Yeah, man. I can see Screwball. I can see Screwball in a beret and a sweater, up on stage with somebody playing bongos, right, and somebody doing beat poetry while he's just playing that smooth jazz. Yeah, I can see it.
I was really good back in school on that. I got 90s easily. There was the other guy I worked with in saxophone that also did sax. His name was Skylar, and he was like, I thought I was good, but he was genius. My goodness.
Nice.
And when we always paired together when it came to the duet sort of thing, and we always nailed it. We always got, like, I'm not even kidding, we got 100 score, and we nailed it. And I hope to see him again, because we got to do some jam sessions.
Cool. So hopefully we'll see that next time. But this time we need some more questions for
Yippers.
Keating. Alajas.
Where's now I have to get back into gear again.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is from Trailblaze. To all, with con season upon us, what are you looking forward to seeing / happening at a con?
I just like to have fun and meet people, and it's just fun.
Yep. I'm all for going to a convention and seeing people and saying hello and seeing my friends that I don't get to see other than at conventions or on Skype. It's like, okay, I want to see some of the people I don't get to see all the time. Saber Spark and those guys who I don't ever get to see because they're on the East Coast. I'd love to go to a convention they're at so we can say hey and see what's going on. So it's just seeing your friends. I mean, anything else that happens at a convention is gravy. Okay? going to a convention and hanging out with your friends and standing in line for autographs with them and going to dinner with them and all other kind of stuff is just the fun part, right?
Yeah.
And everything else is great, really.
It's true.
Next.
Well, I'll say one of mine is going to Everfree Northwest. I can't wait to show off my Sombra cosplay.
I'm telling you, dude. Once you get that done, you need to like find a good Sombra fanfic and read it on camera as Sombra.
As Sombra.
As Sombra.
Well, what I want to do is since it's the good guy Sombra and how the comics are going. No spoiler. This isn't really a spoiler. It's known that he's shipped with Celestia because of the comics. I was thinking of getting like a group shot of all the Celestias with me. Like,
yes.
I like that.
And then I was chatting with Andy Price, and in the comic, Sombra wrote on this piece of paper, this piece of paper which you would hang on these trees to get a wish, sort of thing, or for good hopes, and he put always on it, and then that was sort of like a loving moment between the two, and what I want to do is I want to carry like 15 or 20 of these and hand out these always paper to the Celestias. And when Andy saw me say that, he's like, "Dude, if you do that, I'm buying you a beer at BronyCon." I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it then."
Do it.
But yeah, that's
that'd
my
be
con, definitely.
Next.
So this one's from Imperious. Question for Amy: was it always in the script that Big Mac would be in the Ponytones, or were there other options before he was chosen?
Oh, it was always Big Mac.
What was it like working with Peter on that? That sounds so cool.
I don't get to really work with the.
Oh,
the
right, because you're in LA, right?
Yeah.
Fudge cakes. I keep forgetting that.
But when I was writing, well, actually, it was when we had pitched it. I had written the outline, and then we were at which con were we at? It wasn't Midwestria. It was the one after that. It was Canterlot Gardens, and I was telling Peter about it, and I was saying, "Oh my gosh, if we get this approved, it's going to be so awesome. You're going to dig it. You're going to get to sing," and it was just really cool, because I had met Peter previously, and what's been great about the conventions, because we don't live in the same, they're in Canada and we're in LA, is we get to know these people and their personalities. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want to write something awesome for Peter, and it makes it that much more fun to come up with stories for people as we get to know their personalities, and we wouldn't have gotten that without these conventions.
Right. Which is awesome. I mean, I think it makes the show better. Really, in the end, because all of a sudden everybody who's working on the show knows each other.
Yeah.
And can work can work with each other.
Yeah.
And knows their strengths and just makes the whole show better.
Yeah, I mean, when I was at Cartoon Network, you would see the Cartoon Network has a recording studio there, and so you would, of course, see the voice actors. That's how I first met Tara Strong, when she would do the voice of Bubbles. So it was totally different, and this show records so differently. Not meeting the actors is so unusual.
Right.
So.
Which actually, it reminds me that we actually sat down the other night and started watching Foster's Home. So we started like fire hosing Foster's Home episodes on Netflix, and Bowling Paul came up.
Oh, Bowling Paul!
Bowling Paul was. I forgot how good that episode was.
Yeah, I got to name him,
did you?
Yeah, and that made me so happy. Yeah. And a funny story about that is we were coming up with two stories. We were coming up with the bowling episode, and we were coming up with there's a puppy episode. I don't know if you've seen the puppy episode.
I'm sure we have.
And I was supposed to do the puppy episode, and Lauren was supposed to do the bowling episode. Lauren loves dogs.
Of course.
And I love bowling. And so,
Let's
Lauren...
trade.
And we'd already broken the bowling episode, and in my mind, I'm coming up with all these dorky bowling jokes because I'm such a bowling nerd. And then we're breaking the puppy story, and she's coming up with all these cute puppy things. I'm like, okay, this is totally opposite.
Yes.
And I said, Lauren, you should be doing the puppy episode and I should be doing the bowling episode. And so obviously we changed it. And as crew people at the end of somewhere during that show, we got crew jackets.
Oh, nice.
And by this time I wasn't on the show anymore. I was freelancing. And so I got my crew jacket, and the name stitched on your jacket was if you'd created a character, and mine is Bowling Paul.
Oh, awesome.
On my crew jacket. Yeah, it
That
makes
is
me so happy.
Cool.
Yeah.
The ball is your soul. Know your soul. The pins are your soul. Oh wait, the ball's my soul. No, the pins are also your soul. I lost it because I'm from the Midwest and I'm a bowler too. So I'm like, I've heard this.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of bowling here too. It used to be the only fun thing in our town at one point.
Long cold winters are meant for bowling. Yes. Next.
Yeah, I have my own bowling ball and my own bowling shoes, and I don't want anybody to take that to mean that I'm actually a good bowler, because I'm not.
You know what I want to do? I want Luna's lanes. I want bowling shirts based on Luna.
Yes.
I want
like
Luna's Midnight Lanes bowling shirts. That's what I want. Come on, Hasbro. It's perfect. I mean, it's hipster style. You need to do this.
I like that.
Okay? Because if you don't, I will.
wear one.
That, or you could just put the ponified versions of what's their names from that during the bowling scene in My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember what they're called?
One's Bowling Pony.
There's the bowling pony, but then there's what was the reference that
dude.
they did of the movie?
It's the dude.
The dude.
The dude, right? Yeah.
Which I did not write in, but of course they put him in because you have to put the dude in any bowling thing.
Yeah, that was funny. That was freaking scream. Next.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski.
Oh, so this one's from Mr. Mouse. Miss Amy, before Friendship is Magic, was there a story you enjoyed writing, TV and otherwise?
Was there a story?
Yeah.
That you enjoyed writing, TV show or otherwise?
Well, I enjoyed writing for Foster's, and I enjoyed writing for Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Powerpuff, it was a storyboard-driven show, so I wrote the outlines for that. But I also got to write the books and comics and game dialogue. So I did a lot of stuff for Powerpuff, and I really loved writing for it.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Probably any of that stuff she's been Emmy nominated for.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
Goodness. So this one is from
James Justice! Resident Sepia Hero. A stable name, my friends. With a new X-Men movie out, I thought I saw him in the background, chucking boxes of cornflakes at those robots. I think I saw it. In fact, just chucking. Boom! Cornflakes! No. Maybe. I could be wrong. I probably am, though. Next. What's he want to know?
What was this asked for? I'll ask again. What conventions are you looking forward to attending the most this year?
I look forward to everyone that I go to. I mean, it's not just, one is special over all the other ones. I like everyone I get to go to because it's just a fun time. I mean, some are bigger than others, but the smaller ones have their own charm because you don't have this huge mass of humanity you have to get through to see anything. So the big ones have their place and the small ones have their place. So every convention is different. Everyone has their own soul.
That's true.
Every convention has its own draw, as it were. So I think they're all fun. I don't think I'm looking forward to any one over another. Just that I get to go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Minneapolis because it's happening,
Very shortly.
Very shortly.
Very shortly.
In the 1 month every Northwest.
Yep, month everywhere Northwest. Yep, where I finally get to meet Marika. Yes.
Wait, you already met her before.
No, I didn't. I have never met her.
At Vegas?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. She was in Vegas?
Yeah, she was in Vegas.
You know what? I've been trying to put Vegas out of my mind. Okay? You just brought it back. Thanks, Screwy. I've been trying to forget Vegas. Okay? Forget it.
Well, see, now here's the thing.
You know what? So I haven't met Marika under great circumstances. How's that?
Well, I got to hang out with her husband, Dan, aka Buttons, and myself. We all went to pizza together, and she is so lovely. Her and her husband are just the most amazing people, and I can't wait to see her again, and I can't wait to finally meet Michael Dobson in person. My goodness,
Michael is awesome. Michael is the best teddy bear you could ever, meet. Because it's like I had drinks with him when I was up in Vancouver 2 weekends ago. And then he invited me to his house on the way out of town. Because his house is like right around the corner from the border that I crossed. He said, stop by the house on the way out. It's like, okay, stop by the house. Made me an egg sandwich. Right.
What?
Oh, nice.
He said, hey, you want... Because it was late, right? He said, do you have breakfast yet? I said, I had something. You want something to eat? I got some eggs. It's like, hey, how about this? How about egg sandwiches? He goes, oh, yeah. So he made us egg sandwiches. I was like...
I wouldn't eat it. I would have taped it up and kept it as my own, like grail around it.
Oh, God.
I'm not that obsessed, I swear.
No, not obsessed. I swear. Yeah. I can't take you anywhere, Screwy.
Oh, no, nowhere. No one's safe from Screwy.
Oh. Next.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, so this one's for you, Amy, from Trailblaze. Oh man, he brings in all the amazing questions. My goodness. Jamie, how different is it to write a script to writing a song?
It's a lot different. You have to, well, for me, I always find an existing tune, generally, or I come up with an original one, and then you gotta rhyme stuff. And so that's hard. And depending on the song, I mean, you're trying to tell the story and hopefully forward things through that song. So it's very challenging because you have to find the right words and they have to fit the scansion. When you're just doing things in prose, you don't have that challenge. That's why everybody curses me with Zecora, because she speaks in rhyme and it's hard. Yeah. Zecora I find easier because it's not, when you're going to a tune, it's that much harder. But when you find the right thing, when you find that correct rhyme, it's incredibly satisfying.
Yeah, I have to agree because when I'm just doing my parody songs, if I find the correct rhyme to make a song from like 1970 fit the MLP universe, it's like my whole body glows. It's like, wow, that worked.
Yes.
How did that work? Oh, how did I come up with that?
Yeah.
It's like when I did Barry You're a Fine Mare. It's like the whole song fit into Canterlot and the soldiers and everything. It just fit the first time I wrote it and went, how did that happen?
Yeah. You have that epiphany and you're like,
the epiphany is like, wait a minute, remember that song from like 1972? That would fit right here. Let me write something. Oh my God, that'd work.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet when that happens.
Honestly, some of the best ideas come when it's nighttime. I found that out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when you're in bed and then suddenly they just start snapping to it and then you're like, oh my goodness, shut up, brain, let me sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It actually just happened last night too. I was doing this puzzle for a game and I could not figure it out. I went to bed. I was up till 1 in the morning thinking like, that's what I'm supposed to do. And I hate those moments and then I can't sleep and then I'm a grumpy person in the morning. I know it's hard to believe it's true.
Nah, you just talk in your sleep. Next.
Yes, I do. So this is from Marjan Lion. Because it covers so much important Pony lore and history, did you find it more difficult to write the Journal of the Two Sisters as opposed to writing an episode?
Certain portions of it were hard. Certain portions of it were hard because of things that were set up in the show. And I had to kind of make it work. And within, I was strapped into things that were set up, and so that was what was hard. But then once I figured that out and fit those puzzle pieces together, then I had a lot of leeway within, and I'm sure that'll make sense once people have read it. I'm talking around things very purposely.
Yes.
But it's very different because what was challenging is that I wanted to be able to use dialogue. I like writing dialogue, and it's journal entries instead. So within there, I think I still had I have dialogue in there because the sisters end up talking to other characters. They meet other characters, and they have interactions with them. And so in their journaling, they recount what they said to these other characters.
Yes.
And it's interesting.
It's gonna be cool.
You find out a bit about the Royal Canterlot voice, for instance.
So, you know what, Screwy? You know what time it is?
No.
It's the time for the time warp. No. So yeah, it's that time. It's the time for that one last awesome question.
Okay, I'll bring in this one from Brony Chef. First, this is his coin. I'm not saying this. First, I must thank Amy for creating the. I can't say this. I'm just gonna call it the mascarpone meringue marzipan.
Yes.
which inspired me starting making pony inspired recipes. So he wants to say,
yes,
he makes these amazing. And like when he made that, oh my goodness, I just want to eat it.
Okay, cool.
But what he wants to ask you is, question for Amy, what was your first thought when you were asked to write for Weird Al?
I was really excited. I thought it was a really cool choice. I thought, I approached it as, that this was an incredible character for Pinky to be able to be challenged by, and that he would definitely be able to keep up with Pinky, and so I just kind of went for it, and I knew he's such a talented performer. I knew he would definitely be able to handle anything that was thrown at him.
Cool. And with that, we are at the end of the program. As sad as it is. So, one thing I want to remind people is that we do have a t-shirt over at Redbubble. You go to Everfree Network over at Redbubble, you'll find our t-shirt, which is right here. We love that t-shirt. We're going to get a new one coming out. Trish is working on BronyCon swag stuff right now, so as soon as she gets freed up, we're going to have our new t-shirt design coming up. So this one's going up right now. Grab that before it goes away. Love to see you guys wearing that at conventions this year. And let's see, let me get my list up here. My thanks go to Amy Keating Rogers and her family. Every time she comes here, I know she gets a lot of help, so she can be here. Screwy, Cowboy Dave for making us look good on YouTube. Everfree Network for giving us this platform. Care to Win, my second in command and landlord, and that guy who's bought another house that we're moving into. And my wonderful girlfriend, Amy.
Yay, Amy.
Yay, love you, baby. And of course, you out there in TV land who come watch us make fools of ourselves every time we turn on the camera. Every time. And with that, we're out of here. 2 weeks, we have a guest. Who that is, I don't know. I'm still working on it. But we have set up.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No, we've set up some wonderful guests for later in the summer, but next one I'm still working on. So I've got some people set up for later in the summer because they wanted those specific dates because specific things are happening this summer. So they wanted those dates, but we're working on.
He doesn't even tell me.
I don't tell him nothing.
He likes it when it's like the Skype call starts up and then it's like, hi, and I'm like, I know who that is.
Yes, I'm evil that way. So with that, we're out of here. Thanks a lot for coming by and dropping in, and the YouTube upload might be a little late this week because I have to build a computer so I can actually do it. So Stay tuned. We'll be back. Go over to manlysbrewery.com. Give your bits to Epilepsy of California, and we're going to give them some help.
Yes, please.
Please. Go get
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will catch you guys later.
Ciao. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Get the book.
Get the book.
Get it.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
And now, Everfree Radio presents Stay Brony, my friends, with Dusty Cat.
How you doing out there, everybody? The old intro is there. I'm sure you guys kind of almost forgot about that one, didn't you? Amanda Pody did the music for that. It was a beautiful thing. But this week we had a bit of a problem, because in cleaning this wonderful house that is for sale, that we're moving out of, somehow my editing box got zapped. Power supply, motherboard, CPU, dead. So we couldn't get a new box up and running in time to edit up all the good stuff for this show, but we will do it for the YouTube update, I think. But hey, you don't want to know about my moving. You don't want to know about my blown up CPU boxes, do you? No. That's not what you came here for. No, you didn't even want to see my gleaming head. You're here because we want to talk to one AKR, Amy Keating Rogers. Don't we? Yes, we do. Amy, are you there?
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good.
With the end of season 4, sad. We are now in the Pony Wastelands. That is the off season.
Yes, but it ended very well.
It ended very well, didn't it? Yes. You saw it. Yeah. You were part of it.
I saw it. I loved it.
Oh, I loved it too. I mean, with the whole freaking Twilight wants to take him out. It wasn't about putting him back in a cage. It wasn't about taking him back to Tartarus. It was like, I'm done with you.
Yep.
Done with you. You hurt my books. You're done.
Yeah.
It wasn't my friends. It wasn't anything. You blew up my tree.
Yep.
You're done.
Yeah, she was really serious.
Oh yeah, she was gonna take him out.
Yeah.
Take him out. There's a couple of things there that I was sort of weirded out about with the whole, Dragon Ball Z fight and a couple, we'll get to it later. But anyway, loved it. Okay. Loved it. It was. I think that was one of the best 2-parters.
Oh yeah.
That they've done so far. I mean, I still have a soft spot in my heart for Nightmare Moon.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the best 2-parters I feel that was done. So with that was everything you did this season had music. Right, so even in this one, you had the rap and history of the Wonderbolts, which was hilarious, by the way.
Thank you.
How much fun was that to come up with? And there was a certain style of artist in rap you were trying to emulate when you did that.
I love writing raps. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I love writing raps, but I do. Mm-hmm. And they totally ran with it, and it was awesome. I know Andrea practiced it before she went into the recording studio. And so, because it's, you want to go in there and know your stuff. You just don't want to just go into the recording studio and try and do a rap. Mm-hmm. And then, so then they really went for it. I knew that she could pull it off. I had every ounce of faith in her. And and that it was so pinky, and that, in going through, what would each of the ponies, how would each of them learn? And it was like, well, of course Pinky's going to learn through rap.
Sings
That
all
just
the time.
made, yeah. And so, Moira, for her, in California, you do, in 4th grade, I think it is, you do a mission, you do a project on the California missions. And I helped Moira write a mission rap for her project, and because it's easy for kids to learn things in a rap, and all of the kids in her school, in her class, knew her rap,
right?
Because of that. I just like, I think it's fun to rhyme things, I guess, which is why I like writing the songs. So yeah, getting to write the rap was incredibly fun.
That's cool. Let's see. Next question. We have all of us have had the test freakouts. I think. Care to share one of your more epic personal test freakouts with us? Because this was written too well. You obviously have had a freakout about testing.
Oh, well, I am a middle child, and I'm sandwiched right between two incredibly smart people. And I'm not, that's not to say that I'm not a smart person, but I had to work incredibly hard to get good grades. Whereas my younger brother is quite technical. I mean, he is a genius. Like IQ genius. And my sister is also, to just tell you, my sister went to Harvard, my brother went to Yale. And my sister is, my sister's a pediatrician. She's incredibly smart. They were both valedictorians of the high school.
Wow.
I wasn't. So, I was always freaking out because I always had to just work really, 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 really hard to get.
Okay, let's go into, how about in testing 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
How much of the history of the Wonderbolts was basically you? And how much came from Hasbro? Are there certain things that they told you that you had to put into the history, or is it mostly the writing team sat down and go, what would the history of the Wonderbolts be?
No, it was me sitting and making up stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it was me here. You can't see where I am, but
No.
it's me. It was me in my office,
Yeah.
here in my house, making up stuff.
Well, that's cool. I thought basically because it's such a huge part of the origin story of a major character arc, that Hasbro would have their fingers in it a bit more.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I went off of, what would make sense logically. When would the Wonderbolts have originated? I knew kind of what Lauren, what Lauren had thought of with the Wonderbolts, and so I kind of went from there, and I said, okay, well, what was logical? And Megan and I talked about it obviously in the story meeting,
right?
And then I, went from there. So yeah, it was just me sitting and making up some stuff,
Whose idea was it for General Firefly?
Me.
Nice. Loved it.
And I know some people got their knickers in a twist about this, but it was based off of Lauren's handle on Twitter, but people were like, "Oh, I wanted it to be after the G1 pony," and it wasn't, and people
Don't
were
worry
crazy
about it.
that some chick hates me because of it, and
Whatever.
Exactly, whatever. But Lauren's handle is based off of the G1 pony, so kind of by transference it is. So
by transference it is. But you know what? It's still a wonderful, either way, it's still a wonderful nod to the person who actually, gave us G4, and it's a wonderful nod back to G1. So guess what?
Exactly. And the point was that Lauren created the Wonderbolts.
Yeah.
And that was the point, is that, to me, that was the point, that she created the Wonderbolts.
Yeah.
So
give it to her. I mean, come on.
Wow.
And I was so angry about that, I knocked my freaking earplugs out of my head. But, okay, let's see. What else? Oh,
the trickiest thing was coming up with all those names. Stuff
that Hasbro could actually, use.
Right.
Easy Glider. Commander
Easy Glider, and Fleur de Mer.
Fleur de Mer. Yeah.
And just coming up with those.
Yeah, that was cool. In fact, the costume for Easy Glider is so cool.
Yeah.
They gave him this World War II bomber's jacket and cap. It was like that's so cool. Yeah, I loved it. Okay, next, the things that are going to keep us happy through this entire long drought of Bodhi is going to be things like books.
Yes,
And
wonderful books.
comic books and written books and A Journal of Two Sisters
Yes.
and things like that. But before we get to talking about said book, let's talk about your season 4.
Okay.
And what you did on season 4.
Okay.
So what the first thing I'm going to ask you is this new question that I've come up with that we're going to ask to everybody who comes on. I'm not sure we actually asked this of you last time. What are some of the cartoons and comics that you read or watched as a child?
Cartoons I watched Scooby-Doo.
Scooby.
Captain Caveman.
Oh, I love that one.
You know that? It was a short-lived.
It was short-lived, but it was funny.
Yeah, Captain Caveman. Flintstones. Jetsons. Let's see what else was on when I was a kid. What am I thinking? I mean, real, pretty old school stuff. I'm trying to think what else. Comics. I didn't read a lot of comics, but I read some Archie. I read more comic strips, Sunday morning. So Charlie Brown, the Peanuts. And what else would I, just kind of the Sunday comics, that kind of thing. So yeah. But I mean, I didn't expect to get into animation. I mean, the Saturday morning cartoons were a staple. We didn't, when you and I were young, they didn't have the cartoons like they have today.
No Cartoon Network or any of that.
Exactly.
Basically, you had Sunday morning or Saturday morning, and that was it. If you missed Saturday morning, you were done for the week.
Exactly.
There was no
I love Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
So.
Conjunction Junction.
Exactly.
What's your function?
No.
They need to bring those back. I mean, come on. I mean, that was cool educational stuff. I mean, bring it back, make it hip, make it new, and bring it back. Sort of like LeVar Burton is doing with Reading Rainbow. Did you see that this week? Oh man,
I did not.
You didn't see that? Okay, he'd started a Kickstarter to bring back Reading Rainbow.
I didn't realize he was doing that again.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So he's bringing it back. He did a Kickstarter wanting $1 million, just $1 million.
Okay.
Just restart this. He got it in 11 hours.
Holy moly.
On a 34-day Kickstarter. It's now over $2.5 million.
Wow. Good for him.
So he's trying to bring it back to the schools as a subscription-based program. So basically, all kids can get Reading Rainbow again. And it's wonderful. I love it. More power to him.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Good for him. Especially in math, passing grades. My mom was a math professor of a college, and so before she met me, my mom thought that anyone could learn math, and then she met me and realized that some people can't learn math, and so I made her appreciate that some people try really hard but they can't learn math. So I had lots of freak out test things because. But I always tried really hard, and that was the point, was that I always, as long as I tried my hardest, my parents, were cool with that. So.
Yeah, I think it's actually been proven now that some people are more math-oriented and some people are more writing-oriented, which are completely different things.
Yes.
Most musicians are math, whiz kids, because almost all of music is math. And then you've got writing, which is completely separate, a brain pattern. So,
right.
Both halves of the brain. So they've actually proven it now, if I remember an article I read.
And I'm a performer, and I can memorize lines just fine, and that just scared the hell out of my mom. And she didn't understand that, she appreciated that I could do that. Yeah. And so she knew that our brains were, worked completely differently. And so, she had the math brain and I had the, artist performer brain. And but we appreciated each other's talents.
Absolutely. Yep. Let's see. Next question. You've made it known on more than one occasion that you just love writing for Pinky.
Yes.
In Filling the Vanilla, was it very hard to make her so unfeeling, or at least not grasping Fluttershy's fears of stage fright?
I don't think she was. I know people disagree with me. I don't think she was being unfeeling. I think she was just saying exactly what Fluttershy was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
She was just saying it out loud, and she was just not filtering. And I got many angry tweets and stuff about Pinky making Fluttershy cry.
Mm-hmm.
And what's amusing is that in the first draft of that script, Pinky didn't make Fluttershy cry. That was actually a note I was given, and I was told by my by the people that read the script, by my bosses,
right.
To make Fluttershy cry. And so when I'm given a note by the people that pay me,
yep.
I make Fluttershy cry. So it was a change in the script.
Yep.
It was they said push her emotionally and make her cry. And so Pinky made Fluttershy cry.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, that's what makes good storytelling.